Well, Jeff, 2 games in 1 day today is for most teams that'd be quite a load, but you guys go pretty deep. Are you excited to be able to see what this team can do with how much endurance they have to play too?
Well, we are. Like you said, we've got a lot of depth, and so it's an opportunity for everybody to get some minutes here today. It's nothing different than a summertime tournament. You might play 3 games in a day there, and so our kids are used to it and excited to have a chance to play 2 today.
What do you get out of a game like this? I mean, you went deep in your bench, and it seemed like everybody came to perform today.
Yeah, I was happy with our top 7 or 8 kids, the way they performed right away. A little sloppy first half with some turnovers. We talked about that at halftime, but opportunity to come up here to the field house and play. We try to do something special every couple of years for our kids so they get a chance to go somewhere else and play. And I think that's important for basketball, to take kids different places and to have a little fun with it too.
But the idea of going back to your home gym and playing tonight is a different wrinkle. How do you coach that? How do you coach them do you tell them to pace themselves in one game, or is it just a matter of seeing what's in the tank?
It's just like everything else. We take one game at a time. So we were focused on Dodgeville. We did do a little prep work for Highland earlier in practice this week, but it's one game at a time. We'll focus. We'll get our Gatorades. We'll do all the pregame rituals that we do for the Highland game and get out and play. Our kids don't know any other way to play. We practice that way and we play that way.
Got out to you have an experienced group of kids coming back, a lot of juniors from last year that are back. How big is that, not just for today, but for the entire season?
Yeah. We've got a great nucleus, a bunch of great seniors, a few juniors that played last year as well. But I tell you what, our practices are wonderful because our seniors don't slack off. They do the same drills they've done for 2 or 3 years now in the varsity, and they do it at 100% effort. And all of our kids see that, and so they're trying to stick with and do the same things that our seniors and a couple juniors are doing. So practices are great right now. I think we've got a really good team in terms of attitude and chemistry, but we've still got a ways to go. We've got to get a little bit better.
If you were to give a midterm grade on your team so far?
I'd say about a B minus. Our free throws have been below par. Our outside shooting has not been up to par. And we've turned the ball over a little bit too much. So we go back to discipline. We go back to talking about how to do some of those things the right way, and then it's a matter of the kids just focusing and getting it done.
The mentality you talked about in practice, is that just sort of something that's passed down, that's learned as they've seen all the older kids do it in 10 generations?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Practice is something that, our JVs, our freshmen, they'll come in every once in a while and watch a practice, so they know how it's run. They know for that hour and a half that it's full go. And we have a lot of fun inside, outside, but when we run our practices, that's something that kids take very seriously, and they know that carries over into games.
Especially early in the year, rankings don't mean a whole lot. Once again, expectations are high for your program. Is that just sort of to be expected now with Cuba City, with what you guys have accomplished over the past decade or so?
No. None of that stuff is a given, and I don't really know about this year and how that's going to turn out or pan out. But we talked a little bit about it. We've set some team goals, and we may need to rehash those goals a little bit. I'm not so sure that the lofty goals we've set are ones that I'm going to let them have. Just because where we're at right now. Got a little work to do before we can have some of those goals, so we'll see what happens.
Care to share what some of those goals are? Or?
They've got some individual goals, and we've got some team goals that we'll talk about and try to assess and be realistic.
They'd like to go all the way, I bet.
There's been a number of them that have put that down, sure.
And you think that's got to be a work in progress, and not to put the cart in front of the horse?
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you can give a team that goal with what they've done through the summertime, what they've done through practice, what they've done up to this point in the season, because usually around Christmas time we'll assess. And this team has done a nice job. We've got a lot of kids back, but we've got work to do, and that's something we need to talk about.